guys, welcome to Planning with Crystal. So today's video is an unboxing and review of the Cult Beauty edits that are currently out. So there's 3 different edit boxes behind me. I bought them all myself. They retail at £37 per edit. We've got the hydration edit, which we're going to cover first, which is worth over £190. Then we're going to cover the Blemish edit, which is worth over £140. And then the Radiance edit, which is worth over £190. So obviously the hydration and Radiance edit are the 2 highest values, but I kind of wanted to get them all because there's great products in all of them. So really excited about it. Hopefully you saw me post about this over on Instagram. If you're not already following me on Instagram, it might be worth you doing that. I post quite a lot about offers and deals, and some of these things sell out really quick. So I do post about them on the YouTube community page as well, so always worth following both if you're interested in that kind of news. So in this video, I'm going to show you everything that's in the edits. I'm going to tell you what it is, what it does, what size it is, whether it's full size, sample size, travel size, etc., and how much each individual item is worth. So let's start off with a hydration edit. So all of the boxes come with a slip cover, and then underneath they are all in a plain white box, which are really good for either posting things in, gifting things in, storing things in, pretty handy. So the hydration edit. If a hydrated and dewy complexion is your #1 skincare aspiration, then this thirst quenching routine is the key to making it a reality. Prepare to bid adieu to dry, dull skin. Slide off the lid, and we've got a whole bunch of products in here. So let's get right into it. Okay, so the first product we've got here is from a brand called the Nuco, spelled N-U-E. I always thought this was just like supplements and things, but they actually do skincare, and this is the pill. You can see where the confusion is coming in. This is actually a skincare product. So it's got vitamin C, it's got AHAs and HAs. It's a full size, worth £65, and it's 30ml or 1.01 fluid ounce, brand new in the box. Really like the idea of this product, I must say. It really appeals and is definitely something that would have been on my radar if it hadn't been in the kit, had I have heard of it. So it's in a bottle like this, so they've kind of frosted it in like a dark brown. I think that's to protect like the vitamin C and stuff inside. So it has got like a pump on it. It says this is everything your skin needs in a single daily dose. It's got anti-inflammatories, which come from bilberry, caffeine, and something I can't pronounce. It's got exfoliating and resurfacing from glycolic acid, tiger grass and GA, and the hydration comes from hyaluronic acid, lactic acid and sodium PCA. It says it's a single dose of powerful actives where every ingredient has a function for the health of your skin, made using only non-toxic clean ingredients that do not harm people or the planet. So that is about all it's telling me here. Let's see what this feels like. It says to apply 2 pumps to face after cleansing in the AM or PM. So not clear if you can do it both morning and night, or whether you should just do one or the other. Probably just one or the other with the amount of actives in this. So what appeals to me about this is I obviously have a lot of skincare products. I buy a lot for videos like I have with these boxes here. But what can happen, I find, is there's that many products that you end up with like a 20-step routine, and who's got time for that? So I do like the idea of having a product like this where I'm having to pump this like a million times to get it to come out because it's new, I guess, where just one is enough for everything. So it's literally like a one and done. And it would also be really good for traveling. So I've traveled really recently, and I didn't take as many products obviously as I would usually use because, you know, traveling, I'm not taking as many products. But I found then that my skin started playing up and I didn't have the items with me that I would have at home to kind of fix the issue. So this would actually be a good all-rounder, assuming it works as well as I'm hoping it will. So can you see it's like a light kind of almost, looks like a gel, but when you apply it, it applies almost just like a standard kind of hyaluronic acid. It has got a little bit of a scent to it. I can't identify it. It almost smells like a chemical, which is quite funny when it's a clean product. It has that kind of nondescript, slightly chemical smell to it. Now I can't smell anything. Just must be the initial hit of the ingredients. But I really do like everything that's in here. Sounds amazing. Gets good reviews. So if you can use all these ingredients, because that's the downside, I guess. If like, for example, you're somebody who can't use glycolic acid, like for some people it might not work for them or it might irritate the skin. This has got so many different things in, you'd have to hope that your skin's okay with all of it. But it feels nice and light and refreshing on the skin. Really looking forward to trying that out. That is the one thing out of this box. There's a few things in here I'm excited about. That one is like top of the list. Next up, we've got a travel size product. This is from Lookiero, and it is the Queen Essence. It's a 30ml or 1.01 fluid ounce size. It's in a plastic bottle, and this is quite pricey for the size really, because this is a travel size and it's worth £22.50, which I think is quite a lot for a 30ml essence. So an essence, if you've not used it before, it's kind of like, it comes in like a little squeeze thing. So it's kind of like a toner. It feels almost like a slightly thicker version of water. So essentially it's quite a bit more than a water or a toner. It's something that you leave on your skin. I've just rubbed it in, I don't know why because I'm putting it on the back of my hands, but usually I would say a few drops onto your hands, press it all over your face and your neck and your décolletage, and you can kind of feel it when you're applying it. Like I said, it feels that little bit thicker than water. The viscosity of it is slightly more than it would be with water. It's got other ingredients in there that are obviously doing more for your skin. So in essence, I find adds the hydration. Makes sense, it's in a hydration box, but it also seems to help all the products you put on afterwards absorb better. So I really like to use essences. My favourite's the Tatcha one, which is pretty expensive as well. Essences do tend to be expensive because the ingredients they put in them tend to be, I guess, more expensive ingredients. But it is going into your skin. It's not something that you're washing off like a cleanser. It's staying on your skin and it's helping everything else permeate. So it's definitely worth trying an essence if you haven't before. So this is obviously a good opportunity. Working with a Hungarian Nobel Prize winning laboratory, Radiance Cosmetics developed and patented the healing concentrate to deliver all the potent minerals occurring naturally in the Amorovsky healing waters deep into the epidermis. A silky smooth hydrator, Queen Essence, pairs a sensory experience with nature's super ingredients to replenish and prep the skin for further treatments. Deeply hydrating snow mushroom and hyaluronic acid boost moisture levels and plump the skin, while antioxidant tomato stem cells shield from urban pollutants, defending against premature aging. The complexion is smooth and supple, radiating a youthful glow. So it says, after cleansing, dry your face, put a few drops on your hands and pat it all over your skin, which is basically what I said. It does feel super smooth on the skin. It just feels that little bit more, maybe resilient than it would normally. That's how I'd describe it. And like I said, everything just works so much better. So yes, big tick in the box for Essence. Definitely try yourself an Essence if you haven't already. Next up, we have got a travel size product, and this one is by Jordan Samuel Skin. It's the After Show Treatment Cleanser for sensitive skin. I've heard lots of good things about this. I know Caroline Hirons has spoken about this brand and this product before, and she loves it, so I'm sure it's really good. It's a 30ml or 1 fluid ounce size. And like I said, you can actually buy this as a travel size. This retails at $12.50 in this pretty small size, but again, hopefully enough to give it a try. So it is a gel-like texture, and it says this unique gel-to-oil formula uses olive, jojoba and grapeseed oils to help remove every trace of makeup, including hard-to-remove stage makeup, which I guess is where the name After Show comes from. While green tea, chamomile and aloe help to provide soothing hydration, it's also formulated without the fruit acids that are in the original After Show treatment cleanser, and it's gentle enough to be made for sensitive and sensitized skin. So this is probably going to be okay for your eyes, whereas the other one I wouldn't put on your eyes if it's got AHAs in, because they're the acids that kind of exfoliate the skin. You don't want that for your eyes. It says to massage into dry skin to break down makeup, SPF, dirt and grime, and then use a warm, wet washcloth to remove the cleanser and every trace of makeup, or simply rinse clean to have hydrated, glowing skin. But it says not to get it in your eyes. So it's not really clear whether you can use it on your eyelids. I would say you probably can, but be careful, especially if you've got sensitive eyes. Talking about cloths, there is actually a little cleansing cloth in this box and in all 3 other boxes. So I'm going to have one of these wrapped packages in every single one of these kits. So I'll just kind of mention it now and reference it as we go through, but I'll give you all the detail in this first sort of look at it if you like, so I'm not repeating myself too much. But this is one of the double-sized Cult Beauty cleansing cloths. They're normally sold in a pack of 3 for £15, but I actually already have one. So I'm going to show you the one I have and I've used and I've washed, so you can kind of get a better idea of how these actually perform. So they usually retail, like I said, at £15 for 3, so I'm saying that the one cloth that's included in here is worth about £5. Not my favourite cloth, sadly, now that I've just accrued 3 through buying these boxes, but there we go. So what I do like about it, it's quite large, so you can see in relation to my head, it's, you know, it's a decent size, it's not tiny. So there's plenty of room to remove makeup and stuff. I do like the fact that it's got 2 different sides. So this side is kind of like a soft brushed cotton, almost a little bit like a microfiber cloth if you've ever used any of those that say you can just remove your makeup with water. Similar idea really, except it's white, and obviously white never stays white for long. This side is a muslin cloth side, so you've got, you know, 2 different sides to play around with, maybe use 2 different sides if you would like. I also like the fact it's got a little hook on it, so you can hang it up to dry once it's been through the wash and what have you. And it dries, you know. What I don't like about it, and I suppose the only thing I don't like about it, is because it's 2 separate cloths and they're sewn together, can you see there's obviously all this like space between the 2, and I find that sometimes when you pick it up and you go to use it, the fabric kind of bunches up in the corner, and I don't like that about it. There's just cloths I prefer. There's nothing wrong with it. It does it does a job, and there's lots of good things about it, but it's certainly not something I would probably go out and repurchase. So it's got a Cult Beauty tag on it, and it says that it's made on the muslin side from 100% cotton. The microfiber side is 80% polyester, 20% polyamide. It says not to tumble dry, bleach or dry clean or iron, and it says to wash at 30 degrees, made in China. Next up, we've got a product here from a brand I'm not familiar with. I think it's a pretty new launch for Cult Beauty. It's the Seated Queen, and it's a cold cream. So it's an evening cleanser all the way up to a night mask. So this is described as a product that does lots of different things. So it says, one soothing night product 3 ways. So you can use it as a makeup remover and cleanser, as a facial mask, or an overnight mask. So I guess you apply it and remove it or keep it on your skin, and that makes the difference. For dehydrated skin, it's made with organic, cold pressed rosehip and borage seed. It's intensely moisturising, it restores suppleness and improves skin elasticity, and it's got a calming scent with organic rose, otto, frankincense and lavender oils. This is a 30ml or 1 fluid ounce travel size. Looks pretty fancy. The box has got like nice little illustrations and stuff on it, and then it's got a little card here, I like this, that tells you how to use it the different way. So it says, as a makeup remover and cleanser, apply to dry skin, remove with a warm, damp cloth, which is the one I showed you before. As a facial or overnight mask, you apply a thin veil to cleanse skin for an extra boost, combined with our restoring face oil, remove with damp cloth. So this is what it looks like, and when you take off the lid, it is like a kind of cream texture, as I guess you'd expect. So for those of us old enough to remember, people used to use cold cream all the time for different things, and I think it's kind of based on that traditional cold cream experience. So it does smell quite aromatherapy-ish. So if you've ever smelt Aurelia products, smells a little bit like that, quite a strong aromatherapy scent really. So if you only like unscented products, this is probably not going to work for you. I don't think it's going to stay on the skin when you wash it off. I've just kind of left it on my skin and it just feels nice and cooling. Definitely one of those products you've got to kind of play around with, maybe use it a few different ways and see what suits your skin best, but it definitely seems like it is going to add some hydration there. It feels kind of soft where I've applied it. It doesn't really feel like there's anything there, which is interesting because obviously as a cleanser you'd normally be able to feel that on your skin. Maybe I've not applied enough, I don't know. But I think what's good about this is if you're kind of oily combination like me, I'd probably be more inclined to use this as a cleanser or a wash-off mask. If you've got really dry, dehydrated type skin, this would probably work even better if you leave it on the skin, and then it's going to continue to deliver the moisture rather than kind of washing it off. So I like the fact that it can kind of be used in different ways. In this size, it retails at £22, so another great value. Bear in mind the whole box was only £37, which is why I got it. Next up, we've got a face mask from Fresh. It's the Floral Recovery Calming Mask, even skin tone and texture, 15ml, half a fluid ounce. So I actually already have this. I've been using it for a while. And one thing that intrigued me about this mask, when they first released it, and it's still true now, it's been out for quite a few months, they only sell it in 100ml size, which is something like £59, which I didn't want to buy it when it first came out. I thought, I'm really tempted to get this. I like Fresh products and I wanted to try the products, but I was a bit like, well, I like the option of buying a smaller size, a travel size, to see if it works before shelling all that money out on a mask. And I ended up getting a sample through an order or something, so I managed to try it that way. But it intrigues me that they don't offer this in a travel size, considering they do with a lot of their other masks, but by the by, it is what it is. So this is what it looks like when you open it. So this is really designed for somebody with really sensitive skin or sensitized skin, and if you're not aware of the difference, some people have got skin that's sort of sensitive maybe all the time and to a lot of things or certain things, and then sensitized tends to be caused and can happen to anyone, and tends to be caused more by things like products that you're using. So perhaps if you've been using a lot of actives and strong skincare products, and that's then caused your skin to react. So just a little mini lesson from me. So this is what it looks like. It is just a really nice sort of, it feels like it's lightweight, but it sort of does sit on top of the skin at the same time. Not in an unpleasant, this is greasy and heavy on my skin way, but in a way that you can just kind of feel it delivering that little bit of moisture. So it makes perfect sense to me why this would go in a hydration box. It says this gentle daily leave-on mask helps your skin to recover from visible signs of discomfort for a smooth, soft, more even toned complexion. Apply an even layer on the face and relax for 5 to 10 minutes, massaging the excess. It's gentle enough to use once a day and best left on overnight. So I was using using this, like I said, I got a sample and I actually saved it until my skin was a bit sensitized and reacting. So I'd been using some really strong acids on my skin, and funnily enough it was more around the hairline. I was getting like red kind of eczema patches because I can be prone to that. So I put this on, left it on overnight, and you know, it's not a miracle worker, but it did seem to kind of tone it down. Felt nice on the skin. Like sometimes you put creams and things on eczema or irritated skin and it's like, oh, it stings, oh, it's sore, it's not nice. And this didn't. It just felt like nothing on the skin. It didn't feel like it stung. It just seemed to sort of sink in over time, added a little bit of hydration and calmed the redness. So if you are somebody who does struggle with that kind of thing, or you've got sensitive skin, this would be a really nice option. So the final thing in this edit before we jump into the next one is by Dr. Barbara Sturm. Now I know this brand divides people a little bit. It is ridiculously expensive, so it's, for a lot of people, me included, not something I would be able to afford to use as my all day, everyday kind of skincare because it's so expensive. This is a 20ml travel size of the face cream. It retails at £55 for a travel size. Your full size, you're talking over £100. So when you think about it like that, like I said, it's not going to be sustainable for most of us, but really nice to get them in these gifts because it is a phenomenal face cream. So it's just a standard face cream. She does a rich one, she does a light one. This is the kind of in-between go-to for most people. I've used it before. It's a really nice, simple face cream in the sense that it just is a face cream, but it does a lot of things. It's got a lot of kind of anti-aging ingredients and other things in there, and it does seem to kind of really repair the moisture barrier as well. So yeah, 20ml, so decent size. A normal full size would be about 50ml, wouldn't it? But decent enough size. It's not a tiny sample, but it's just expensive. If you love it and you fall in love, get these kind of kits because they're definitely the cheapest way of doing it. Now it's time for the Blemish edit. So this might not be for everyone. It's obviously suited more to people who have regular breakouts. I describe myself as having kind of oily to combo skin, but I do get breakouts, particularly at certain sort of times of the month. So I would use these kind of products particularly then, or if I'm having a lot of breakouts. Again, plain white box, same as the others. This is the lower value of the three. This is worth just over £140. The others are worth £190. Not sure why this retails at the same price when you consider the value is higher in the others, but there we go. It's still a good deal. Whole bunch of products in here. So right off the bat, let's just talk about that face mask. We've already spoken about it if you watched the first part of this video when I talked about the hydration edit. Double-sided cloth. One side's muslin, one side is microfiber. It's an okay cloth. Retails at £15 for three, so it's worth £5. Useful for some of the products you might find in your kit. So we're going to dive right in. We're going to look at the products in here. So first of all, we've got this from Zit Sticker, and it's the Goo Getter Surface Extraction Dots, 36 hydrocolloid patches with niacinamide, 8.5 grams, 0.3 ounce. So as it says, these are for surface level zits. So they do other ones that are more for kind of deep, almost like cystic acne type. These are more for, you can see the blemish, it's kind of come up to the top of the skin and you just want to gently remove that, as opposed to ones that might be further down and require more of a pull out, if you like. But Zit Sticker is the best brand I found for these patches. They tend to be pricier than other brands, but they tend to work better than other brands in my experience. So the way it tells you to use this, you clean the target site, you apply the patch to the zit, and you leave on for at least 6 hours. I tend to do my nighttime routine, do my cleansing, dry my face, then put these on and sleep in them. I tend to find that works better. It says each patch is made from moisture drawing hydrocolloid to absorb fluid and impurities from your surface level zit, flattening its appearance. We then infuse them with exfoliating, fuss-fighting ingredients for an added super boost. And this is, like I said, a whole pack. Sometimes you just get like 1 or 2 dots in the goodie bags and stuff. So this is a really generous kind of full-size pack in here. So these retail at £18. The ones that they do that are for sort of deeper level blemishes and below the surface ones are quite a bit more expensive, but then maybe that's to do with the ingredients and stuff inside. So the next thing we have got is a pretty well-known product, particularly for those of us who potentially suffer from things like blemishes. It is Bipolar's Choice, and it's the Exfoliate Skin Perfecting 2% BHA liquid exfoliant with salicylic acid. It unclogs and shrinks enlarged pores, it smooths and evens the skin tone, and it's 30ml or 1 fluid ounce size. So you just unscrew this, and then it's got a kind of flip up lid, which is perfect because it means it doesn't leak even if you travel with it, and it's just, you can use it 1 to 2 a day and apply over face and neck. For me, I find this quite powerful in a good way. Like if I've got any blemishes coming up or I've got uneven you know, texture or any kind of skincare issues, this really helps. Apart from if it's sensitive, then I wouldn't apply it on sensitive skin. But I wouldn't apply it to my neck because your neck, the skin on your neck is quite a bit thinner. For me, it's quite a bit more sensitive than my face, so I wouldn't put a product like this near it. That might not be an issue for you, but it's just something I have noticed. But for when my skin is feeling clogged, when I can see blemishes are about to appear, or they're threatening, or they're on the way, or I've got the blemishes, this is brilliant. I just put a few drops on a cotton pad and just like sweep it all over my face. Sometimes I'll use it twice a day if I feel like I need to. Don't always feel like I need to, but it's a really great product. And if you are experiencing anything I've described and you can't get hold of the kit, or you don't want to get the kit, this is definitely one I would recommend to anybody who needs a little bit of help, especially with blemishes. So this retails at £11 in this travel size, and most places that stock Paula's Choice will also stock that size. So it's a really great one to start with if you've not used anything from the range. Then we've got a full-size product from Odorsight, and it's the Black Cumin Facial Serum Concentrate for Pimples, B, I and C. It's formulated especially for problem skin, and this potent serum helps to reduce the appearance of blemishes. It says it's so concentrated that 2 to 3 drops morning and night is all you need to awaken skin's beauty. And it's a good job because it's a 5ml size, and this is one thing I struggle with the Odorsight brand. Their products are so tiny yet expensive that you don't feel like you're getting much for your money. So that's why I'm always happy to kind of try them in the sets, because I don't think, unless it was like amazing, I would be willing to pay what they want for such a small amount of product. So it says it's got black cumin oil, which helps to purify the skin, promoting a more smooth and clear appearance. And Kajiput supports a fresh and clean complexion, visibly free of blemishes. It does say not suitable for sensitive skin. So definitely heed that warning if you've got really sensitive skin. So this is what it looks like. So it kind of looks like a big bottle, but it's only like 5ml. It's all very bizarre, isn't it? It smells kind of peppery. So it's got like a kind of yellowish tone to it. So it's just like a light oil. For me, I'd probably just apply it to the areas that I need to. So again, if I can see some blemishes are coming up or I've got a bit of congestion, then I'd probably just go straight for them rather than putting it all over the face. So therefore it'll last longer as well, because I probably only need 1 drop a day or something like that. This retails at £32 in that teeny tiny size, hence what I was talking about when I said that. So then we've got a product from Pi, and it is the Carbon Star Detoxifying Overnight Face Oil. This looks so interesting to me, I don't know why. Use overnight, shake before use, massage 2 to 3 drops into damp skin until fully absorbed. That's interesting, apply it into damp skin and leave it on. Usually when you apply anything to your skin and leave it on, you apply it to dry skin, don't you? Interesting. Anyway, it's Cosmos organic, it's vegan, it's certified Leaping Bunny, so cruelty free as well. It contains nut oil, so obviously do not use if you are allergic to nuts, because that would not be good. So it is literally black, like charcoal. It's like a watery charcoal kind of texture. So hopefully you can see that. So I'm intrigued to use this when my skin needs it and just kind of see how it works. So it goes on like a light oil, it doesn't smell of anything at all. Very interested. I think I just like the fact that it's black, I think that's pretty cool. But then when you kind of massage it into the skin, it doesn't look black anymore. But there we go. I just think this is a really interesting product, and I'm excited to use it when I need it. So these are definitely products, like I said, that I would just kind of keep to one side, and then when my skin needs it, I would go in and use it, if that makes sense. I wouldn't use it all the time, just when my skin is feeling a little bit kind of blemish prone. Next up, we've got a product from Mario Badescu. It is the Acne Facial Cleanser, 59ml or 2 fluid ounce. It's got sodium lauryl sulfate in. I don't know if you've heard one of my many tirades on this ingredient, but it is a known irritant. Why do they keep putting it in products? Because it's a cheap foaming ingredient. So a lot of people will not react to this ingredient, but if you are reacting to your product or your skin is playing up, check for this ingredient and eliminate it and just see if it makes a difference. For me, I know it irritates me. So it's got like a kind of flip up lid like this. It's an acne cleanser. Like I said, I wouldn't put this ingredient anywhere near my face or anywhere else on my body if I could help it, because I find it really kind of drying and irritating. It brings eczema and stuff out for me. But like I said, it's a known irritant. So when they put it in things like products for acne or sensitive skin, it just doesn't make any sense. Anyway, that is what's in here. So it's a 59ml or 2 fluid ounce size, and this is worth £7.96. It is a travel size. Next up, in a product I can recommend, this is by Sunday Riley. It's also super cute, and I have this in a full size and can tell you all about this one. So it is the UFO Ultra Clarifying Facial Oil. It's 1.5 salicylic acid, and it's a dry oil that exfoliates and clears congested pores. So this is what it looks like in this teeny tiny size. Personally, I think this is super cute. Definitely one I will be keeping for travel. Like I said, didn't take enough things with me on my last trip. Skin started breaking out, didn't really have the ingredients to deal with that. I've not travelled for a few years. I'll remember how to do it properly next year, hopefully. So this is my full size bottle. I've had it for about a year and look, I've barely used any because you just don't need much. But it does seem to work when my skin needs it. So it is green, like UFO, like an alien, I guess. So it's a green oil, looks like this on the skin, and it really is oily, as you can see there. So it definitely is one that's better for kind of using at night. To be fair, that drop would have done my whole face, and I've just put it on the back of my hand, so I guess it makes sense that it's taken up so much room. So it's got a kind of, almost like a spicy scent to it. I don't know if that makes any sense, and I don't know what the ingredient is in there that's making it like that, but that's kind of what it smells like to me. But I do like to apply this as like a treatment step, so I would cleanse, maybe dry the face, maybe put my essence on, and then go in with this maybe before a moisturiser, or you might not even need a moisturiser, as it is obviously an oil base. But as it's described, it's a dry oil. It's not an oil that's going to break you out, because that would be very counterproductive to make an oil for acne or blemish prone skin and then make it cause breakouts. That would make sense, would it? But at the same time, because it's got that kind of oil base in there, it does hydrate. And if you're somebody who's got quite oily skin anyway, you often find you don't need a moisturiser with this. But, you know, by all means use one, but you might find you don't need to. Kind of choice is yours on that one, really. So this is worth $11.33 in this size, so it's 5ml or 0.17 fluid ounce, whereas my full size one is 15ml or half of a fluid ounce. So it's a third of a full size. Like I said, I've had this one for a year and look how much I've used, so that will last quite a long time. Like I said, for me, I'm not using it every day. I'm just using it occasionally when my skin needs it. And that's it. Next up, we've got a product from Face Gym. So Face Gym do some really cool products, really cool like facial workouts as well if you've not heard of them. Only recently become available at Cult Beauty. Really pleased to see one of their products in here, especially because it's a product I haven't tried before. So this is a results-driven overnight resurfacing mask, clinically proven to improve the skin's appearance while you sleep. Wake to visibly cleaner, firmer and brighter looking skin, dermatologist tested. So it's used 2 to 3 times a week or once a week on more sensitive skin types. Massage onto a clean, damp skin in the evening, avoiding the immediate eye area. So now that I've mentioned we don't usually apply things that stay on our skin overnight to wet skin, apparently we've got another one that does. So this is called the Cheat Mask, Resurfacing and Brightening Tri-Acid and Prebiotic Overnight Mask. 15ml or half of a fluid ounce, and this is what they call a train step, so you train in your skin. There's also a QR code on the back of the product. I like this about Face Gym's products, even their kind of travel size ones, because you can scan that QR code and you can see a little video and you can learn a little bit about exactly how they intend you to use this mask and obviously kind of get the best out of it. So this is actually worth £20 in this small size. Really excited to use it because, like I said, I've been really impressed with their other products, but they're quite pricey. Finally, for the Blemish edit, before we jump on into the Radiance edit, we've got a product from Dr. Jart. It is the Sicker Pear Tiger Grass Colour Correcting Treatment, soothes the look of red irritated skin, 15ml or half of a fluid ounce. So this has actually got ingredients in there that are going to kind of improve the skin over the time and help to improve things like redness. And if you are somebody who gets blemishes, I don't know about you, but I can end up with quite red, uneven skin from where I've had breakouts or where I've got breakouts. So this is actually a step that's kind of going to correct that a little bit for you and help your skin to look a little bit better while your skin's kind of healing and repairing itself. So it's basically a green cream, and when you get it you're like, what the heck is this? But as you start to massage it into the skin, it starts to become the same as your skin. It starts to kind of match that colour. And you probably won't be able to tell too much on my hand, hopefully you will, but any kind of bits of redness or anything that doesn't look perfect, this kind of smooths it out. So you can compare the two. This one on the right, it has a little bit more radiance, but it also colour corrects. So I find this really good to go in with, obviously after you've used all your other products during the day, either to wear without makeup, but just to make your skin look a little bit more uniform, a little bit less red, or to use before makeup. So, you know, before your foundation, just to kind of even and colour correct everything out. So I find this works really well. It gets mixed ingredients. A lot of people absolutely love it. Some don't, and I think sometimes they're not following the exact instructions. because if you follow the instructions it seems to smooth on really well. Having said that, it might just not be the product for those people. It doesn't necessarily work for everyone, but it says apply an appropriate amount gently until the green cream turns to beige. So when they say an appropriate amount, that amount that I put on the back of my hand, to be honest, was a bit too much. If I was doing it on my face, that would have done my entire face. And sometimes I'll use it just on like one area where I've got a little bit of redness if my whole face doesn't need it, because it just evens it out, rather than like if you're using a foundation you might feel the need to go everywhere. So I'd play around with it. I'd probably start off using less and adding to it, because it can be, I think sometimes people apply too much and obviously it's really difficult to take away. It's easier just to keep adding a little bit if that's what you need. So yeah, if you get that, definitely play around with it. You can buy it in a travel size if you just want to give that a try. It costs £16 for 15ml. The bit I've just shown you was another sample I already had open, and this has lasted me a while. This is a 5ml one, so yeah, you don't need much, I don't think. And it works really well, and it doesn't look like you're wearing makeup or cover up or anything. So yeah, really good one. So definitely give it a try if that's something that appeals to you. I personally think it's a pretty cool product. I like the fact that it feels like it's, well, it is getting rid of the redness a little bit, so it's still there underneath. It does help over time, but it obviously makes you feel a little bit more confident if you've got any bits you're kind of trying to cover up without looking like you're covering them up. So yeah, that was the Blemish edit. So finally we are on to the Radiance edit. Again, £37 and worth over 190. This expertly curated edit of Radiance revealing skincare heroes is here to brighten your day. Take that dullness, dark spots and uneven skin tone. We're forecasting skin with a 100% chance of glow. Always a bit cringy, I know. So yeah, another white box, identical to the others. Lots of lovely products inside. Again, right off the bat, we've got another of those double-sided cleansing cloths, which I mentioned in the last two boxes. So yeah, again, handy to use with cleansers and stuff. And it's always nice to have another clean cloth, I guess. So the first thing I see here is an eye mask. This is by Shiseido. So these are one-time use under eye masks. Pretty nice, actually. They've got a little bit of retinol in there as well, so they do a little bit of anti-aging more than just some that might just do a little bit of hydration, but they are only a one-time use product. So usually you would have to buy these in a box of 12 for £67, which is not something I would do without obviously trying the product first, but it means that this one pair is worth £5.58. Should add a little bit of radiance around the eyes as well and brighten them a little bit, so a nice one to kick off with. Then we've got a cleanser, and this one is by Emett. It is the AHA Glow Cleansing Butter Pumpkin Glow Facial Cleanser 20ml or 0.6 fluid ounce, and this is worth £8. You can actually buy this in a travel size. One thing I really appreciate about Emett is that nearly all their products are available as a travel size. Love the fact that I can buy a small version of something and try it before kind of jumping in and paying all that money for like a full size. So this is a orange cleansing butter. It's quite nice actually, in the sense of, particularly this time of year as we kind of go up to autumn, fall, whatever you want to call it, and Halloween, it feels like it's a really cool kind of seasonal product. It's almost like a creamy balm, I would say, so you're obviously applying it to dry skin and then you're taking it off with a damp cloth or with water. It's got those AHAs in there and pumpkin enzymes, so it is doing a little bit of resurfacing to the skin, as well as obviously removing makeup. So yeah, it's a pretty good one. It leaves your skin feeling nourished, and it says it gives you a healthy glow, which I guess it does. It definitely knocks off a little bit of dullness and helps kind of set yourself up and your skin up for all the other products you might put on there. So kind of carrying on with cleansing, but it's a treatment really. We've got a little box of peels from Dr. Dennis Gross. If you have never used Dr. Dennis Gross peels, you need to try them. I love them. So they do 3 different types. I've spoken about them before in videos. They do a sensitive type, which is what we've got here. They do their sort of general universal daily peels, which sits in the middle, and then they've got an extra strength. And they say start off with the sensitive, obviously see how your skin reacts, or if you've got sensitive or sensitized skin, obviously you'd start off with this, and then the other 2 get stronger all the way up to the extra strength one, which is particularly for really kind of oily, acne prone skin, and that does have like a retinol in. I think they both do, the other 2, this one doesn't. It's a 2-step peel, so usually you would need to buy these in a box of 5. That's the smallest in number you can normally buy, but we've got a box of 3 here. So they are 2-step peels. The brand actually recommend that you use these every day, although obviously you'd build up to that over maybe a couple of weeks or something. I personally feel like once or twice a week is enough, unless your skin really needs them. But it's a 2-step, so you would get that little cloth, little small kind of square, which is soaked in the whatever ingredient it is you're putting on your skin. So once you've cleansed your skin, you've dried your skin, you would then use this and keep using that pad until it is completely dry. Then do nothing for 2 minutes, and that's important because it needs 2 minutes for that ingredient to work. Then you get your second peel, which then neutralizes the treatment you've already put on. Again, keep rubbing, well, don't rub, but keep applying to the skin. Leave it on for 2 minutes, and then you can kind of carry on with a moisturiser or a serum if you need that as well. So it says here, it helps to smooth fine lines, it minimises the look of pores, and it improves the appearance of uneven tone and texture. I would agree with all that. Like I said, you get 3 treatments. They're all 2-step treatments. Each step is 2.2 ml or 0.07 fluid ounce. Like I said, usually you'd have to buy a minimum of 5 for £19, which means that this little pack of 3 is worth £11.40 based on that kind of size, if you see what I mean. Then we've got a serum by a brand called Mutha, which I've never heard of before, but again, started researching when I went to buy these kits. This is like a travel size, like a 15 ml, and in the US, which I think this is where it's from, they actually do sell this kind of travel size. In the UK, I couldn't find the travel size, I could only find the full size, and the full size is £102, which means that this travel size they've included in this kit, which is 15 ml, is worth £52.50, so more than the box, just for this one product. So it's 15 ml or half a fluid ounce. Absolutely love the packaging, by the way. Super, super cool. It's like a metallic purple, and it's got like, it's all metal, got a metal lid, and it's got like a little dropper style, and it's like a kind of creamy serum. Really excited about this. This kind of promises the world. So it doesn't necessarily mean it'll deliver, but really, really excited. Don't think I was excited enough to have paid £105 if I hadn't tried it first, but I'm super, super excited this is in here. This is one where I saw this was in here and thought, I'm getting the kit, I don't even care what else is in here because I want to try this. So it says, the #1 serum that does it all, creates healthier skin with ingredients that you can trust. It's bio-fermented, it's got Mutha Load core technology with a hyaluronic acid complex, kefirine, and a rice peptide delivery system. It helps to repair damage caused by modern lifestyle. It contains THD, which is a stable and potent form of vitamin C. It helps to reduce discoloration, brighten the skin, and improve the appearance of uneven skin tone. It's your complete protecting, hydrating, repairing treatment. Apply to freshly cleansed face, neck and décolletage. Use morning and or night. So I'll probably use it in the morning because it's got vitamin C in, and then I would use like a retinol at night. That's how I would do it. Then we have got another vitamin C. It's by the Lookiero, and we got the Lookiero product, the pill, in, I think it was the first box we unboxed, the hydration one. This is a topical C, like I said, a vitamin C. It says fresh vitamin C, firms fine lines and smooths, brightens, antioxidant. A potent powdered vitamin C is activated in the palm of your hand, helping to boost collagen production, reduce fine lines, and brighten skin. Ferulic acid stabilises and increases absorption, while colloidal oatmeal and aloe vera soothe and calm. Ooh. Do like ferulic acid, actually. I've used that in some products before, and it seems to work really well. And now I can't get into this box. There we go. So it's a little kind of frosted glass bottle. I like that sound. And it's got like a little plungy thing in, and it is literally just a white powder. And it says, use 2 to 3 shakes of powder into your moisturiser, serum, or mix with water. Apply to clean skin daily. So I'd probably just add it to my serum or my moisturiser and then get it to sink in that way rather than just water, because otherwise it feels like another step. But that's just me. You can do it either way. It's made in the USA. It's a 15 gram or 0.46 ounce product. I like the fact it's in a bottle. I've had powders before. I think it was from The Ordinary, which was like in a tub and you had to scoop it out. This just seems easier, just tip a little bit into your hand and mix it with the product, so that makes more sense to me. This is actually a full size worth £50. I love these edits. The value is just brilliant. A couple more products to show you. This is one of my favourite little sheet masks. It's by 111 Skin. It's the Rose Gold Brightening Facial Treatment Mask. So they do show up a lot in goodie bags, gift with purchases, etc. But it's nice and it works. It definitely kind of brightens the skin. It's made from like a hydrogel, so it basically adheres to your face really well. doesn't like stick like it's going to peel your skin off, but it just sits on perfectly. So if you want to walk about and do other stuff, use your hands, not actually be lying down while you're wearing it, then this sits on really well. If you want to sit up and watch telly, it's not going to slide down your face, you know. And they do seem to be quite generous with the amount of serum that's in there, so there's always a bit left inside, so you can kind of pat it on the skin afterwards. They seem to fit really well. I like these masks a lot, but they are like £20, so it's nice when you get them in these little sets. So it's a 30ml or 1.01 fluid ounce size. Last but most definitely not least, we've got a full-size moisturiser from Glow Recipe. This is the Plum Plump Hyaluronic Cream Dewy Moisture and Plump, 50ml or 1.7 fluid ounce, and it's got polyglutamate acid and hyaluronic acid. It's also a refillable moisturiser, which I think is really cool. A lot of brands are going to refillable moisturisers now, and why not? You as a consumer tend to save money because the refills are less than the full-size product, and you're not using as much sort of single-use plastic because you're saving it to put your refill in. So this is what it looks like. It's in a glass container and it's got like a little cut in it, and then it's got like a plasticky kind of lid, and I don't know if you can see this, it's like a refill in here. So that's your refill. So you would be able to buy this little pod on its own. Obviously you've got your little container, and then you would just pop it in and use your same lid. Job's a good one. The other thing I would say is the glass container that this comes in has got an expiration and batch number printed on the bottom, which is expiration of 02/23, so end of February 2023, and obviously the batch number relates to this particular refill. For me, that should just be on the bottom of the pod, and then obviously I can just look at the bottom of the pod, whereas it's actually kind of covering up the bottom of the pod, so I'd have to take the pod out to see when it expired. Am I overthinking it? I don't know. But I think it's pretty cool. I've been impressed with a lot of the Glow Recipe products just recently. There's a couple that I've used and really, really liked. So I'm excited to use this. I'll definitely open it just as soon as I've used up my current moisturiser, and then we'll see how I get on with it. But it says, this lightweight creamy gel moisturiser melts onto the skin quickly, leaving a refreshing, dewy glow. It features a hydrating blend of 3 plum extracts, 5 weights of hyaluronic acid and polyglutamate acid for long-lasting, intense hydration. Polyglutamate acid, by the way, is just one of the best hydrating ingredients I've ever used. Love it. Ice willow herb helps to balance oil and support a healthy looking skin barrier, best for combination skin, which is definitely what my skin is. It says to use after your serum. You smooth a dime-sized amount, which is around about a 5p piece if you're in the UK, onto clean skin morning and night, gently pat into skin until fully absorbed. So that was the Radiance edit, which I think might be my favourite, but I'm not sure. I don't like to play favourites too much. There's stuff I like in all of these edits. So I'm really glad I got them all. I hope you've enjoyed this little video and me talking about the products and sharing them with you, so you got to see what was inside. Let me know in the comments, have you picked up any of these edits, or are you going to now you've watched the video? I will link them underneath whatever is still available, because I know these things do sell out quite quickly because of the value and the products and stuff they include. So always watch out for me talking about the Cult Beauty edits, because they do kind of fly off the shelves, unsurprisingly. So I really hope you've enjoyed watching this video. I would love it if you give it a thumbs up. It lets me know you're enjoying the content I'm producing, and I'd love it if you subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell to be notified when my next video goes live. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.